scared, so you're the one ever.
We'll have to answer for this heinous
filth. Yes, Sir Hairless here. Today we are back with another patron request. This is VoicePlay with OOGIE BOOGIE'S Song. This is from the 1993 film The Nightmare Before Christmas. I've listened to the original song quite a few times in preparation. I do like it. It's definitely interesting from a musical perspective. It's very bluesy with many jazz inflections, a lot of brass instruments playing in the background. So it'll be interesting to see how VoicePlay choose to treat this. OOGIE BOOGIE, the song's protagonist, he does a lot of speak singing, as I will call it.
You're joking! You're joking! I can't believe my eyes! Would someone shut this fella up? I'm drowning in my tears!
And so does Santa.
Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences.
But there is also a fair bit of singing.
It's much more fun, I must confess, with lives on the line.
From these clips, you can probably tell it's certainly theatrical, so right up VoicePlay's street. I'm wondering how much of the speak singing they'll keep in versus actual singing. Speak singing versus actual singing is a conversation for another day and not for this video. I have been given a bit of information about this too, such as Santa being played by Jeff's brother-in-law and voiced by Ellie. Alright, well, this seems to be a very, very popular one by VoicePlay. So let's get straight into it.
Well, what have we here? Santa Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's talking about. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy.
He thinks exactly.
I don't know which is worse. I might just split a seam now if I don't die laughing first. Mr. OOGIE BOOGIE says there's trouble close at hand. You better pay attention now, cause I'm the boogeyman. And if you aren't shaking, there's something very wrong, cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song.
There's a lot going on there. Unapologetically, I'm going to have to pause. We're going to go over what we've heard. There's so much already. That's been a minute already. Okay, so we're about a third of the way through. Yeah, let's go back. Talk about what we've heard. If you don't want to hear my thoughts and analysis, go to the timestamp here. Well, this is fun. In terms of the lineup, this is my second time seeing Earl Elkins Jr. The first time I saw him was my second ever VoicePlay reaction. Can't Help Falling in Love card for that will be up here. So, the music itself. As usual, like VoicePlay like to do, they're singing in the same key as the original song. That is B minor. We get Jeff's entry. He is speak singing, which is very theatrical, nice to see. Even though the pitches are not as obvious, I still make this to be 2 octaves.
Well, what happened?
Just in that first phrase, well. From here down to here. And then just after that on the word we.
What have we here?
We here. And from an arrangement perspective, we have some beatbox, some beats going on in the background. They sound so non-human. If that's Lane, which I assume it is, having something so non-human really enhances and elevates the overall theatrical feel.
Well, what have we here?
Also, I'm just going to go ahead and say that Jeff's part is multi-tracked.
Claus, huh? Ooh, I'm really scared.
For example, there we get this. Incredibly low, and underneath Jeff with the melody.
Ooh, I'm really scared. So
the backing chords by the Minions, if we can call them that, they're very tight, very in tune, especially when they change together.
Have we here Santa Claus, huh?
It does sound quite synthetic-y, but VoicePlay do apply subtle effects in studio here and there. I've been told they're quite open about it, so it might be that. That's not a negative thing at all, by the way. I think it's a very positive thing, because at the end of the day, you want the best sound to create the best final product. I've not seen VoicePlay live yet, but from the final products I have seen, they're of an incredibly high standard. As for the music itself, there's just a general kind of consistently ongoing and interesting harmonic progression. So the chords, as they appear in order, is quite peculiar. This is really what contributes the most to the persistently eerie and spooky feeling of the music. Everything else, effects, vocal techniques, etc., they all play a big part too, of course, but I think they're enhanced because of the musical, the harmonic foundation. So this bit here, we need to move from one key to another key.
Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one, everybody.
We move from D minor to B minor. Don't worry about the chord names, I'll get back to what they do here in a second. B minor, this here is their destination. As I mentioned earlier, this is the overall key. We know this from the opening. But why does that opening chord sound different to this chord?
So you're the one everybody's talking.
When they're both the chord of B minor. Well, this is the opening chord, but we have this note added in. That's the bogey note, if you'll pardon my spooky puns. Let's call it the spooky note. It ups the spook factor of the harmony, whereas this recent moment,
Everybody's talking about.
that's a standard chord, which is why it sounds different to the opening. So by having just that one bogey note in the opening chord, very quietly as well, it helps to set the spooky scene so much, way more than we might expect. So back to the change that they're making. They need to transition, as I said, from D minor to B minor.
Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's.
In music, most songs like to stick to keys that are related to each other in one way or another. There are essentially unlimited combinations, and this is the reason we have chord progressions. So chord changes in a particular order. They're essentially to move from chord A to chord B, start and destination, via other chords, which should sound good or natural. This transition here that we just heard, it does use the same chords as the original, but they've treated it a little bit differently. The VoicePlay line that sticks out to me is this.
Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one.
Whereas in the original, it's this.
Ooh, I'm really scared.
That's up the octave, of course. So if we combine them together in the same octave, it sounds like this. And in VoicePlay, the bass line does this. Those last two notes are the same as the standout VoicePlay line. These two now. VoicePlay's chords are tighter, they're closer together, which I think is a bit more creepy, can I say that? That's the effect they're going for, because they're harder to pick apart.
Ooh, I'm really scared. So you're the one everybody's.
These are the chords that we hear, notice the chromatic inflections. Alright, so Jeff's great, isn't he? I mean, they all are from what I've seen so far.
You gotta be. This can't be the right guy.
He can change his ugly.
I love the costumes and the set and the makeup. Yeah, all round loving it. To go back a bit, back to the accompaniment, we get they all come off together and then back on together, and then homophony, singing the same words at the same time as each other. Can't believe my eyes.
Joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes. You're joking me. You gotta be. This.
In the original, this is where the boogie woogie piano comes in for the first time.
You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes.
Prior to this, in the original, everything has been very chordal. Ch.
Well, what have we here?
So for those who know the original song, the accompaniment, they are VoicePlay, how tight they are.
You're joking. You're joking. I can't believe my eyes.
It's not the boogie woogie piano that comes in. So it's really exaggerated because of how different it is. Clever bit of arranging, I think. And then we get this bit where we hear two parts. They opt for a spoken sung melodic line and a beat.
I might just split a seam now if I don't die.
The original song at this point is also two parts with the melodic line, but also a double bass.
Split a seam now if I don't die laughing first.
Maybe VoicePlay have done this to keep things more authentic, to avoid Jeff being the only two parts we can hear. And then we get this little catchy bit.
I'm the boogeyman. And if you aren't shaking, there's something better.
Well, what's this then? It's our dear friend, the hemiola. 3 beats played in the space of 2 beats. 1, to cha 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 cha. It's always a nice rhythmic difference and a bit of extra catchiness. Alright, and then just before we carry on, we had this rising bass part towards the end of the verse. So we go from Jeff's lows.
Cause this may be the last time you hear the boogie song.
And then he still goes low, and then suddenly that's, you know, that's towards the top of a tenor range, that G sharp up there. Such a clear tone from Jeff. That's the first time I'm really hearing this clear high chest voice of his. Alright, let's carry on. I'll rewind about 10 seconds from where we paused last time. There were also these nice croaky whoa effects going on in the background. Obviously not tuneful, but it adds to the monstrous effect.
I might just cook a special batch of steak and spider stew.
And don't you know the one thing that would make it work so nice? A roly-poly Santa Claus to add a little spice. Release me now, or you must face the dire consequences. The children are expecting me, so please come to your senses.
You're joking, I can't believe my ears.
When someone's shirt is up,
I'm drowning in my tears.
it's funny. I'm laughing. You really are too much.
And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can. Hit it!
The sound of rolling dice to me is music.
Whoa. Yeah, there's so much going on. I'll need a minute here. I'm definitely going to need to rewatch parts of this a few times, I think. Oh, this is 2 minutes in, pretty much 2/3 of the way. You know the drill. Let's go over and discuss some more of what we've just heard. I'm loving these character voices as well. I mean, I think I'm a bit overwhelmed with the visuals and the music and the arrangement itself, but underneath all that, they're internally just making me chuckle.
From feeling antsy and there's nothing much to do. Nice. A roly-poly Santa Claus. Too funny. I'm laughing. You really are too much.
So, there was this one bit which is confirmation of what I was saying earlier about Jeff being multi-tracked, which is nice to see because it's them being authentic. We see him sing the bass part very clearly here.
A little spice.
And then he's going back to the whoa melodies, but we've still got the bass part going underneath. But sorry, that is disgustingly low.
Little spice.
We get this. Yeah, let's say that in slow-mo.
To add a little spice.
At the end there. Filth. So as I said in the intro, I've been told this is Ellie.
Face me now, or you must face the dire consequences.
The voice, anyway. Wow. And then just after that, now this is where things start to get modern. The mouth lights is something I've not seen before.
You're joking, I can't believe my ears.
When someone shirt is up.
But the music, we immediately hear what I can only assume is Lane with some ingressive phonation.
You're joking, I can't believe my ears.
And then that there. Bynon just got gruesomely murdered by a neck break.
My ears.
Rest in peace, Bynon. But yeah, the bass and the beats are crucial to this here effect. I don't know how to describe it. Kind of like a throbbing.
When someone shirt is up.
It's like thunderous. It makes the body vibrate. It goes straight into silence, and then we get another hemiola.
I'm drowning in my tears.
And the effect on Jeff's voice there.
In my tears.
I'll assume that's done in post in the studio. Do let me know if he can do that live though. I don't know what to assume these days, so it's better to play it safe. And then just after that, we go back to the light.
Too much.
And now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
Just like we saw earlier, this is another moment where there's just two parts being heard, the melody. And in the original at this point, we get the double bass again like last time. This is this point in the original.
Now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
VoicePlay again choose to change this. They have the spoken sung melody again, but this lovely descending scale.
Now, with your permission, I'm going to do my stuff.
What are you
That is like the scale of A minor, but starting on E. Then then to finish off A minor. Very interesting. For music theory nerds out there, this is the E Phrygian dominant scale. And based on music I've heard, to me it sounds quite Eastern in feel. Very cool, isn't it? Alright, let's carry on from where we paused last time. Again, I'll rewind about 10 seconds or so.
Do my stuff.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do the best I can. Hit it!
The sound of rolling dice to me is music in the air.
Cause I'm a gambling boogeyman, although I don't play fair.
It's much more fun, I must confess, with lives on the line.
Not mine, of course, but yours, oh boy. Now that'll be just fine.
Release me faster, you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Oh, brother, you're something. You put me in a spin.
You are comprehending the position that you're in.
It's hopeless.
You have finished.
You haven't got a prayer.
Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere. The Oogie Boogie Man. Oogie Boogie
Blimey. This is one where, yeah, you understand why it's a popular, very, very popular one. There's just so much going on. I hear something, process it, but by the time I've processed it, there's something else. And yeah, it will be interesting to watch my face here. I was either paralyzed or I was like that. Yeah, let's go over and I'll try and pick out some of these moments. So back to here, we hear the words much more fun.
It's much more fun, I must confess.
Much more fun, I must confess. That's what Ellie is saying. But J. Nunn and Earl Elkins Jr.
It's much more fun, I must confess.
sounds like they're saying much more to confess. You probably like the sound of it. It's catchy. That's again a hemiola. 1, 2, cha, cha, cha. Much more to confess. VoicePlay are choosing when to implement the hemiolas wisely. It's especially good here because of Ellie's part. He's singing a regular time phrase, but with dotted rhythms. So some notes will be longer and then other notes will be shorter to compensate. I think I've said this in every VoicePlay reaction I've done, but they're seriously good with rhythmic handling. I've called them masters of rhythm before, I'm pretty sure. I believe music and maths to be quite heavily related when it comes to rhythms. The rhythms you use in music are constructed at a fundamental level mathematically. The sum of note rhythms equals the length of a measure or a bar. Or we think of it in reverse. We have the measure or the bar length, for example 4 beats, and you have this many notes to fit into those 4 beats. So we then choose the rhythms appropriately so they all fit. I feel VoicePlay have mastered the art of this, but to an extent where they can sometimes completely remove any sort of standardized feel to the rhythmic foundations. Yeah, just rhythms in general, there's so much variety. Here, for example, let's listen to the rapid arpeggiated figures like quick kind of guitar plucking, but done a cappella. It's not something you get often in a cappella.
Speak faster, you will have to answer for this heinous act.
Alright, sorry for that tangent. Okay, where were we? Alright, Earl Elkins Jr. What a character voice. The phrase after that, sorry, I just paused before that phrase. How creepy is this? There are a couple of things I like about it.
Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie and you.
Number 1, Jeff's snatched breaths before each entry.
I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie and you.
And number 2, call me crazy, but this is the exact same opening from Nothing Else Matters. If we listen, it's exactly the same key even.
Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie and you. Mr. Oogie Boogie and you. Mr. Oogie Boogie and you.
I know Oogie Boogie came first by several years, but Nothing Else Matters is cemented in my brain so much, it just stands out to me like a sore thumb. In some of my other reactions as well, I have actually included this clip of Nothing Else Matters because they've done a similar thing, so it must be a stylistic choice that they like to include in their arrangements. After that, we get this scrunch chord. Jeff's high chest voice is helping with the scrunch. This is what we're hearing. But then, what? We get Jeff singing... But he's singing it in his chest voice. So that's up here, this B4. One note below our famous operatic tenor wow note. I've heard he's got a great range, and many people do have a great range because you can sing higher in your falsetto easily and lower vocal fries. But chest voice with that range, yeah, that's something. All right, and then the final chord, we've got a huge range going on. We've got Jeff on an E1. But then we have Ellie and Earl Elkins Jr. on these two notes. Look at that. 4 octaves covered on the final chord. Oh, and final thing, I like Lane's nose. That's edited on, isn't it? It makes me laugh. All right, there we go. OOGIE BOOGIE'S Song. As I mentioned before, I can see why it's so popular. Don't really need to say too much more. Just huge compliments to everything, really. The arrangement, the stylistic differences they did that suit them so well. The set, the costumes, the entertainment factor, the theatricality, and being a cappella, the musical integrity, I think. Yeah, really good. Let's leave that there. Thank you again for this request, and thank you, as always, to everyone for watching. Would appreciate a like and subscribe. Comment down below other reactions you'd like me to do to VoicePlay. If you enjoy my content, want to support me, vote on future polls, join the community, you can do so by joining the YouTube membership and Patreon linked below, and I will see you next time.